Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another off the cuff video, especially because this is something that I have been meaning to do so far this year, but I already had so many videos already pre-filmed that I wanted to get out to you guys. So I was like, maybe I should actually do this one now before the end of the month, before it gets too far into 2025. So this is going to be a little bit different because while I try to be as thorough as I can in my videos, this one is probably going to be 30 minutes long. I'm dreading it at it. It'll be okay though, especially because so many of you guys have been asking for this video all over all of my social media. So I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and film it, get it out of the way, and you guys will have this video that you guys have been looking for. And obviously you already know by the title what I'm going to be filming today. I'm going to be filming my everyday go-to makeup look with Douyin, and it's such a pretty girl makeup look. I love the way it looks on the face. I love the eye makeup, as well as my 2024 favorites. I'm only going to be using, I have all my makeup spread out in front of me. I'm only going to be using my favorite makeup looks from last year and maybe a little bit of 2023, because some of them I got in 2023 and I've just been still using them since then. And I also was sent this very lovely care package from LaRochePosay, so I will also be using their products in this skin prep portion of this video today. So kind of a threefold video to tackle my 2024 favorites, my everyday makeup look, and then a little bit of a LaRochePosay haul. And I feel like it'll be okay. I think the edit's gonna kick my butt, but you guys have been asking for this video, so I might as well film it now and get it out to you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my page and turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I upload next. And if you're really excited to see the results of this video, please keep watching and let's head over to that tutorial. Today we're going to start off with some skin prep. First, going in with the LaRochePosay Moisturizing Gentle Cleanser. Going to take a couple pumps and you're just going to incorporate that into your skin. It is so nice and gentle on the skin. I feel like I can use this day or night and I don't have any issues, especially because I am very dry typically. And I am not currently near a bathroom, so I'm going to use my sprayer to wet the face and then go in with a towelette to dry and remove all of that cream cleanser. And just keep wiping until your face is completely clean. Then going in with the thermal water, and I want to spray that all over my face to prep it for the serums. Using niacinamide and the hyaluronic acid, I'm going to just apply that, making sure I don't touch the applicator to my skin, in nice little dollops. And then I'm just going to go in with my hands and really rub that into the skin. And I love the way these two just kind of perfectly prep the skin. And then I'm just going to go and do a little massage just to, relax the face a bit. Then using the Toleraine eye cream, and I'm going to use that in circular motions and patting that all over the eye just to get that nicely incorporated into the skin. Then using the Double Repair Face Moisturizer to kind of seal all of the rest of the products just to help my skin retain moisture and it just appears more hydrated. Then topping everything off with the Anthelios Melt and Milk Sunscreen. I go ahead and get my 3 fingers full. You really have to work this into the skin, and I am just making sure I'm doing my darndest to get that completely incorporated into the skin. And because it is a Melt and Milk Sunscreen, you do, after you rub it in, have to let it chill on your skin for 10 minutes, which I did. And it just looks so pretty over top of the skin once it's melted in. Then topping my lips off with the Cicaplast lip balm. And now the skin is prepped for makeup. First, taking the NYX Bear With Me spray, and I'm going to use that all over my face to kind of prep the skin for the rest of the makeup. Then going in with the NYX Plump Right Back primer. Because it is an electrolyte primer, I feel like it does such a good job at helping me retain moisture because my skin is so dry. Moisture retention is a really big issue for me and something that would make a product one of my favorite products, and I really like the way that these two primers work well together and they just set up my skin very nicely. OLENS Glowy Lenses in the shade Black. I love these glowy lenses. I feel like they have such a really nice natural effect. I try to wear these most often if I'm going to be wearing lenses in a daily setting. I feel like they just slightly enhance the eye and they have the highlighter effect, which is very flattering on the eye. These will be linked down below and you can use my discount code to get some money off at checkout. The Shiseido Butter Glow Stick in Herb Sugar on all of the high points of my face to kind of have that glow from underneath. and it makes my base look really nice and glowy. And then I'm going to go in with my fingers to blend that in. The warmth of your hands just kind of like perfectly blends this into the skin. And for me, this is like a step to prep for highlighting, and it just makes my skin just look so nice and glowy. Elf Camo Color Corrector in the shade Orange. I'm going to take that over all of the discoloration on my face. And it looks like quite a bit because I do have some old acne scars. And I'm going to go in with this triangle puff, and I'm going to use that to blend that out into the skin. It doesn't take very long for you to blend. It is super blendable, and I love just taking that and prepping my skin for foundation. And it just kind of helps me create a blank canvas for the rest of the makeup to go over top of. On Licia, Healthy Green Satin Wear Cushion in the shade 35N Toffee. And I'm just going to put this all over my face in a way that just helps cancel out any discoloration, covers up all of that color corrector. And I love this applicator. That's why it is one of my favorite foundations. The applicator is really nice. I love the color payoff. I love the level of coverage. I was very happy over the fall when Alicia came out with the extended shade range for their foundations, especially because one of my favorite things about their foundation is the color payoff and the coverage. I was very disappointed when they did not have my shade. Just like look at the difference between the side completed and the side not done yet. It just looks so good and it matches my skin very well. Then I'm just going to quickly go through and apply the rest of the foundation. Covers up that color corrector really nicely, and I think I see like a little bit of discoloration maybe peeking through. That's just because I have heavy discoloration, and I'm going to conceal that in a second. But I love the way this foundation just kind of gives me an even base. Milani Conceal Imperfect in the shade Cool Sand. I'm going to use that to just conceal any other imperfections that are peeping through my bags, any other scars on my forehead, on my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with a triangle puff and get that nicely blended in and just patting in a lot of circular motions. And it does a really good job of just perfectly blending that into the foundation. It completely evens out my skin tone and gives me a really nice even base. Elf 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Rich Coca as my cream contour. I love putting this on the outskirts of my face because it is a concealer. It is so blendable. I love it. It does not take me very long to blend. It is super pigmented just due to the color payoff as well as the pigment that it is. And I feel like it blends really nicely into my skin. I love using this for my contour. And again, it makes the nose contour look really nice, and it also makes the face just look a little more chiseled and defined without really having to try very hard. Then going into the BK Beauty 101 brush to blend out the perimeter of my face. This is my favorite brush that I used last year. It is so good at blending out foundation, and it is also amazing at blending out contour. It's super effortless. It has really dense bristles, and due to that, it just makes the blending process really easy. So I just use a lot of circular tapping motions, and then around my jawline, I also just like swipe a little bit, and it just blends everything out so nicely. And it's also very effective on my lower lip as well. It does a super job at blending. Taking this double-sided brush, using the flat side, I'm going to buff along the sides of my nose contour. This blends it out so easily, and I feel like the nose contour has been looking so nice since I've been using this brush. The different techniques also have been helping, but this brush just blends out it so effortlessly, and it just kind of like smooths it into the foundation, and it's just making my nose contour look really nice. Elf Camo Concealer in Tan Sand in Medium Beige. I'm going to use that to highlight. First, going in with Tan Sand, I'm going to use that to kind of lift along my face. And it is kind of bright, but not too bright. And I love using the shade as kind of like a transition because I'm going to make the highlight pretty light and stand out against the face, but this is like a perfect transition shade between the highlight and the contour, and it just makes my face look really nice and lifted. Then going into Medium Peach, I love using this one just at the center of my face. It just adds a little more highlight just to the center, and it just helps brighten that area up. Then I'm going to go in with a couple tools. First, using the BK Beauty 108 brush, I'm going to use that to buff along the perimeter of my face, starting with my chin and just kind of buffing that that out until I'm happy with the color pay off. Then taking that on my upper lip and then going in the sides of my cheeks and blending that up and around the side of my mouth. It is really good at blending because of how dense the brush is, and it doesn't take very long to blend it all. And then taking that on my forehead, just blending that and buffing it into the cream contour. And I love taking a powder puff down the center of my nose and up on my forehead a little bit. This just helps to completely blend that out, and I love the way that this kind of like feels on the skin, and it just like buffs it out pretty nicely. And again, it's super effortless to use this to blend that out. Then going in with the BK Beauty 110 brush, I'm going to use that to buff and help my under eye look more lifted. I'm going to buff that into my hairline, and I'm not trying to deviate too much from the space that I have. I'm going to concentrate on blending the outer portion first, and then I'm going to go in with a triangle puff and blend out the center of my eye. I'm trying to keep that lightness just at the center, and it helps to just brighten that area up and also highlight a little bit on my lid. YSL Make Me Blush in Nude Lavalier and Fuchsia Fling. First taking Nude Lavalier on my cheeks as a kind of base layer. I love using this shade. I feel like it looks really pretty. It's kind of corally on my skin. And then I'm going to go in with Fuchsia Fling, and I just want to use just a little to brighten that area. Then taking the triangle puff, and I'm just going to use that to blend that out on my cheeks in a kind of circular motion. And then taking that on just the tip of my nose, and that blends that out really nicely, as well as on my chin. And I just love using this to blend that out. Going back in with more NYX Bear With Me spray. I love using that to set all of my cream products. I use it several times in my makeup, and I feel like it has done a really good job at helping make my makeup look a lot better. Kaleido Symphony Contour Trio in the shade Tan. This by far is my favorite contour. I've used so much of it. I've hit pan. This blends so perfectly with the cream contour. I feel like it just helps everything stay in place. The shade is very beautiful, especially because it is a Chinese brand. Typically you would think that like they kind of stay within like similar shade range to their skin tone, but this one works so perfectly for my skin. YSL All Hours Hyper Finish in the shade Translucent. I'm going to go in with a triangle puff and use that to perfectly set all of my base. It just kind of fills in my pores, any lines, and I kind of use it all over my face. It is really good at setting the creams, any powders, all concealers, and I just literally take that all over my face. And I am going to contour my nose in a second, but I really wanted to go through and just set and make sure nothing moved out of place. Taking the other side of the double-sided brush, I'm going to go in with the fluffy side and use that to set my nose contour. Just going along everywhere I put that cream contour, and then taking that along the tip of my nose, really just kind of defining that space. I love the way this nose contour looks. It's a bit disconnected, meaning that where I put the concentration above my eyes is not touching where the bottom contour is, and it just looks so pretty. Kaleido's Mono Blush in Sanguine. I'm going to use this flower nose brush, and I'm going to just work that on my cheeks in a pretty circular motion, kind of going up under my eye, and it just looks so pretty. I love the way this blush just looks really pinky on my skin, and just taking it over everywhere I put that cream blush. Flower Nose Little Angel Collection Embossed Highlighter in Paradise Lost. I'm going to take that over all of the high points of my face, on the center of my nose, on the tip, my upper lip, my chin, and then my forehead, and then also around my cheekbones. This is such a pretty highlight. It has like a goldy tint to it, and I feel like it just complements my natural skin color very well, and I love just putting this all over my face. One final spray of the NYX Bear With Me spray to set all of my powder products. NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. I'm going to first brush all my brow hairs upwards so I get the bottom line, and then draw a line from the front of my brow to the tip to get that base shape for the brow. And then I'm going to brush all the brow hairs downwards and fill in the top of the brow just so I can get that tail shape, and then fill in the center. The brow's not that thick. I like to keep them pretty thin these days. Then using the spoolie, brushing the hairs upwards, and then filling in the front of the brow with some fake hair strokes to give the illusion of a fuller brow, and just keep filling that in till I'm happy, and then brush all the hairs into place once I'm happy with the overall look. Milani Weekend Brow, also in espresso, and I'm just going to use that to add some emphasis to my tails. When you're doing your brows, you want to have some dimension, and this just gives me a really nice dimension without trying too hard, and as long as you don't go too heavy, it looks pretty natural. Using my fave, the Peewee's Wedding Wish palette, using ring on it, and I'm going to take that on a fluffy brush and work that into my crease in windshield wiper motions. I want to make sure the pink has somewhere to adhere to. Then going into wifey and putting that all over my lower lash line using a pencil brush and really using that to smoke that area to prep it for the egg yolk style. Then going in with Forever Yours, and I'm going to use that completely on my lid and making sure it does not go higher than my crease and just kind of concentrate the pinks there. Then taking Endless Love, and I'm going to use that to highlight around my eye, and it just makes my inner eye socket look really cute. Highlight my brow bone, and then along the bottom line of my eye just to make my egg style really pop, and also add some definition to my nose. And I make sure I repeat that to the other side. The nose definition, it's very crucial. It helps make the nose look really cute, and I just love the way adding definition and highlight to the eye affects the overall look. Then going in with Hitch, and I'm going to use that on my egg style today, especially because Hitch is like a really bright pink shade, but it's neutral at the same time. And so I'm going to use that to highlight my lower lash line as well as to add a little highlight and definition around the eye. I feel like when you use this two shades, it helps brighten that area and it genuinely just looks so cute. And I love using this to highlight my eye when I do, because it has that really pretty pinky effect. Then taking the shade Commitment, and I'm just going to use that to highlight all around my eye. It's a really pretty pink glitter, and I love the way this just looks on the eye, and it just does a really good job at highlighting. And then I would take some of that on my finger, and I'm just going to put that on the center of my lid just to add a little more definition, and a little glitter can't hurt. Speaking of glitter, going into the Unlecia Tap Me Duos, first taking Rub-a-Dub, and I'm going to use the white glitter just to add a little more accent along the inner corners as well as on my brow bone to brighten that up. Then going in with Groovy, I'm going to use that to add more emphasis to my lower lash line. Anywhere I put Commitment, I'm going to go back in with this one, like on my lids, and I feel like this just does a really good job at helping to highlight all around the eye. Flower Nose Butterfly Cloud Color Collection eyeliner in the shade Brown. I'm going to use that to just make the inner portion of my eye look really nice and rounded, and only slightly line the inner portion of my lid, and then do a really nice sharp but thin wing, and just to open the eye up, but the wing does not have to be that big. And then I'm going to use this to add some emphasis to my lower lash line and really open up the lower lash line. And I love drawing and extending it out and then going in and doing some fake lashes. It just helps the eye look more open, and I just think it looks a little cuter. BBIA Last Powder Pencil in Banana Milk. I'm going to use that just to highlight my waterline. It just helps that area look more bright and again makes the eye appear more open. Flower Nose Eyelash Curler just to go in and curl my lashes and help really open them up. You don't really have to do that much to curl, just clamp them in a couple places and it really helps to open the eye. All My Things Kiss Your Eye mascara in the shade Black. I love using this to do a couple coats of my upper lashes. It is really good at helping to like spread out the lashes, and they prep them very well for false lashes. It helps the false lashes adhere to my natural lash. Also from the Flower Nose collection, going in with their brown mascara. I'm just going to use this on my lower lash line. As I said before, if I'm using a brown liner on my lower lash line, I like to go in with a brown mascara. It just helps create continuity and it just looks so pretty on the eyes. Going in with these clustered lashes, oh my goodness, these look so pretty on. They apply really well. I use this like duo lash glue and I just brush it on and the lashes just go on really nicely. I love a clustered lash. They are very small, they're pretty lightweight, and then once you're kind of happy with where you put them, you're just going to want to clamp them to your lash just using the tweezers. LA Colors Gel Lip Liner in the shade Fetching. I'm going to use that to completely overline my lower lip. It is a really nice coral shade, but coral looks really pink on my skin color. And then as you saw, I'm just going to use my finger to just kind of blend that out once I'm happy with where I put it. And I'm going to slightly use this to fill in my lips as well. Shiseido Popcorn Lip Plumper in Honey Grapefruit. I'm going to use this to stain all of my lip completely, my upper and my lower lip, and just kind of put this all over and then just keep going until I'm happy with the density and the color payoff. Day 6 Creme de la Rose Lip Tint in Ruby Jam. I'm just going to use that at the center of my lips. This is such a really pretty color. It just like helps create that gradient that this style is known for. And because it's a lip tint, it doesn't add too much gloss. And I can just like pat that with my finger to blend it out. Roman Glassing Water Gloss in the shade Media Track. This is such a really pretty plumping lip gloss. I'm just going to apply that all over my lips. I love the applicator. I think this is probably one of the glosses that I use the most this year, and it's really pretty. It doesn't have a lot of color, but it just makes the look have this really nice gloss and shine about them, and like I couldn't ask for a better gloss. So I can't think of anything else I want to add. I think it looks super pretty, perfect for a day out. So I'm going to change and I'll be right back. So this is going to be the final look. I think it turned out super pretty. Like if you saw me walking down the street, you would stop me and be like, hey, I like your makeup. You look really pretty. Because genuinely, I feel like it turned out so much better than I thought it was. I do this makeup pretty much every day and this just looks so much better than normal. I feel like whenever I'm filming, the makeup just always turns out 10 times better. If there was a product that I use that you want to have, it'll be linked down below, as well as a little section with my discount code so you can get some money off at checkout. Again, thank you to LaRochePosay for sending me that very beautiful PR package with all of those really goodies inside. And now I can completely do my skincare from start to finish only using LaRochePosay. And I have been using a lot of their products like individually. I'm really happy now that I have a product for each step, and like they're really good for dry skin, and so they kind of work perfectly for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my page, turn on the post notifications. All of my other social media will be linked down below, so go ahead, go down there and check it out. I love you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Bye.